Listen, hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Yes, it's Trending Topics Wednesday. And this Trending Topics is called Dear Mama. Dear Mama, y'all in the building, y'all ready? Y'all better buckle, fasten your seatbelts, because it's a lot. Last week, I'm like, what's on my shirt? Last week, we went through a little roller coaster ride with our emotions. Monique had us up in arms. She had us all in a tizzy. We was all in a tizzy over Monique, only so Monique could get her behind on stage and say F the kids. Dear Mama. This is titled Dear Mama, Trending Topics. Yeah, it's hump day, y'all. Come on, we in the building. If you're in the building, hit that like button. Hit that like button, because we about to give y'all a show. Hit the like button. Dear Mama. Diddy? He thought 2023 was bad. Well, 2024 is about to come for his neck. But Diddy's not going down without a fight. No, he's not. Diddy answered the lawsuit. There's a lawsuit out there. A Jane Doe, which many people in the internet streets have figured out who Jane Doe is. Or at least they think they figured it out. So Jane Doe is suing him. She's saying way back yonder year, he and a couple other men, they GR'd her. Figure it out. You know what the R is? So she said they gang R'd her. That's what she said. So she's suing. Well, he answered today. He's fighting back. Said it's unconstitutional. And her story is fictional. And he's not having it. He's fighting back. He don't want to write another check. Now, listen, we're going to have to talk, y'all. Put your big girl panties on. We got to talk. Because I don't victim shame, but there's some stuff in her story we got to talk about. Now, we know Diddy's sinister. We heard it from Cassie and from many others. But we're going to have to talk about this situation. We're going to talk about it. Then it's a sticky situation. Dear Mama, because we got this mom who thought it was okay for her daughter that is not even double digits. Her daughter that's under 10, she thought it was okay that her daughter should be waxing people's pom-poms. Got your little daughter traumatized. For all the moms out there, when you have kids, kids, because they don't have no boundaries, right? You be in the bathroom, using the bathroom, they just bust in the bathroom. You be like, hold on. Trying to lay back, take a bath. They just want to bust in the bathroom because they got something to tell you. He's like, give me a minute. Trying to throw a towel over you and all that kind of stuff. Not this mom. Not only is this mom not worried about her kids seeing her with nothing on, she allowed her kid, she said 24 clients. This mother broke all kinds of rules. Child labor, child abuse, all kind of rules. She broke them all. You seriously letting your child work 7 to 5 waxing and then gonna say her child made about $800 that day? When you thought you saw it all, the pom-pom. I cannot. When you thought you heard it all, then you hear something like this and you like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Then you got another mom, actually 2 moms. When you get 2 people that come together and they both stupid, you know the world is going to trash. Because usually you have a set of girlfriends and you got a girlfriend saying, let's do X, Y, Z. And somebody in your group be like, nah, that's not a good idea. I'm not going. You got 2 moms who thought it was a good idea that they go gambling and they leave the 10 and the 12-year-old in charge. There was 11-month-old in the mix of these kids that they left in charge of, a 3-year-old. And then on top of that, you knew that one of the kids had a violent history. The kid had no problem putting his hands on other kids, and now you're going to leave said kid in charge of a whole bunch of kids. Have you lost your natural mind? You can't be that crazy. You want to gamble that bad? They got online gambling now. Ask Kim Zolciak. She lost all her family money gambling online. Y'all thought it was okay. 2 mothers together. We're going to leave the 10 and the 12-year-old in charge. My son was good and grown. He's like, Mom, you can leave me home alone. I'm like, call me, text me, write me, put the alarm on. I made him stay with his grandparents every time I had to really go somewhere. He was like, Mom, I could stay here. I could be alone. I'm okay. And you think it's okay that a 10 and a 12-year-old watch a whole bunch of kids? Some of these people need to be up underneath the jail. Makes no sense. Dear mama, that's what we're talking about tonight. It's trending topics, people. Dear mama, we got to talk about it. I hope you're ready. We got things to talk about. Some people really don't need to be parents. And I'm not one to quickly say, take the kids away, but take the kids away. Because this don't make no sense. I'm like, where do they do this at? And here, the one mother, she's so stupid. She thought she was doing something. She the one posted it and got herself in trouble. The mother with the waxing situation. Like, you real stupid. These people with the social media now. She posted on social media. And then I wonder if the clients knew, because the pictures are graphic. I wonder if the clients knew that the mother was taking pictures of them with no clothes on, legs spread up wide open, and the daughter in between the legs waxing. It don't make no sense. Oh, Monique the comedian. Listen, Monique is a piece of work. You can get on stage and say F your kid. And then you wonder why nothing good is coming your way. Y'all know what I need, because I got to load this train up. I got to bring the people on the train now so we can pull out the station. Y'all ready? What do I need in that chat, people? Come on, give it to me. Thank you, Tay Tay. Thank you, people. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It's Wednesday night trending topics, and the theme is Dear Mama. Now, as I load the train, let me see if I can play a little song for y'all. We're going to see if we're going to get away with this. We're going to try. It is what it is, right? We're going to see what's good.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef, 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Go back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place. Suspended from school, I'm scared to go home. I was a fool with the big boys, breaking all the rules. Shed tears with my baby sister. Over the years, we was poor than other little kids. And even though we had different daddies, the same drama when things went wrong, we blame mama. I reminisce on the stress I caused. It was hell, hugging on my mama from a jail cell. And who thinking elementary? Hey, I see the penitentiary one day. Running from the police, that's right. Mama catch me, put a whoop into my backside. Listen back to me. Was the black queen, mama. I finally understand, for a woman it ain't easy trying to raise a man. You always was committed, a poor single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it, there's no way I can pay you back. But the plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it. Don't you know love is sweet? Dear mama, please no one. No, ain't nobody tell us it was fair. No love for my daddy, cause the coward wasn't there. He passed away and I didn't cry, cause my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. They say I'm wrong and I'm heartless, but all along I was looking for a father, he was gone. I hung around with the thugs, and even though they sold drugs, they showed a young brother love. I moved out, started really hanging. I needed money of my own, so I started slanging. I ain't guilty, cause even though I sell rocks, it feels good putting money in your mailbox. I love paying rent when the rent's due. I hope you got the diamond necklace that I sent to you. Cause when I was low, you was there for me. You never left me alone because you cared for me. And I could see you coming home after work late. You're in the kitchen trying to fix us a hot plate. You're just working with the scraps you was given. And mama made miracles every Thanksgiving. But now the road got rough, you're alone. You're trying to raise 2 bad kids on your own. And there's no way I can pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it. Don't you know you love me sweet? And dear mama, please no one love me sweet. Don't you know you love me? Pour out some liquor and I reminisce. Cause through the trauma I can always depend on my mama. And when it seems that I'm hopeless, you say the words that can get me back in focus. When I was sick as a little kid, to keep me happy, there's no limit to the things you did. And all my childhood memories are full of all the sweet things you did for me. And even though I act crazy, I gotta thank the Lord that you made me. There are no words that can express how I feel. You never kept a secret, always stayed real. And I appreciate how you raised me and all the extra love that you gave me. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be alright if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on. There's no way I can pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Listen, dear mama. Shout out to all the good moms out there. Throw some hearts in the chat if you had a good mama. You still have one. Because it seems like the mamas have been wilding out lately. It doesn't make any sense to me. Come on now. It's ridiculous. Who raised P. Diddy? But you know what? His mama's scared of him. I love my child, but if my child raised their hand to me, it's not going to be good. Now, where should I start? I think this would be quick, so I'm going to go ahead and start with Brother Love.
Oh, wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm sorry, I had to test the mic. Go ahead, sorry.
You're fine, you're fine. I think I'm going to start with Brother Love. So, you know, this lawsuit is sticky. It's a sticky situation. And the reason why it's sticky is, yeah, we know Diddy got his issues. He does. He's sinister. He got a dark side, for sure. There's a dark side to Diddy. But similar to like, what's his darn name that keeps getting sued? He almost 200 and he's still getting sued. Bill Cosby. It's like all of a sudden, all of these women, they came out the woodwork and they just getting check after check after check after check from Bill Cosby. And Camille Cosby over in the brownstone crying because she don't want to give up her chef. Taking all his money. So yeah, whatever Diddy did, he should pay for it. But there's a lot going on in this particular lawsuit. And this time he didn't just write a check. No, him and his lawyer did not just settle. They answered that lawsuit and they're fighting back and he won a jury trial. He want to subject this one to the ringer. He want to hold her to the fire, Miss Jane Doe. Okay? Yeah. Bill Cosby can't see and he's still getting sued. Let me see. Where is this? Let me find my Diddy story. Oh, Diddy. Turned out to be so sinister. He worked his way up from the ground up, only in his tender years to be dealing with all this sinister stuff. I will never understand why a man feels he has to take it from somebody, when these women 10 times over will fall at their feet and give them whatever they want. It's just ridiculous. So Sean Combs fires back at the I shouldn't have said that word, the GR lawsuit, calling it fictional and unconstitutional. Diddy says the case, one of several SA cases he's facing, was filed so late that it violates his constitutional right to defend himself. Now, you already know I'm not on Diddy's side in this, but I'm just thinking of the law here. How do you try to defend yourself of something that happened decades ago? And where's the evidence? This is going to be a he said, she said type of situation. So Sean Diddy Combs has filed his first legal response to allegations that he trafficked and GR'd a 17-year-old girl in 2003, telling a federal court that the allegations are fictional and violate his constitutional right to due process. The lawsuit filed in December was one of several SA cases filed against the hip-hop mogul last year. In an unnamed Jane Doe accuser claimed that Combs and former Bad Boy Records president Harvey Pierre gave her drugs and alcohol before doing what they did to her in a Manhattan recording studio when she was just a high school junior. Where was her mama? Remember, the theme is Dear Mama. Where was her mama? But in the first formal response, the lawsuit, let me pause this. The lawsuit attorneys for Combs tell a federal court Tuesday that the event simply did not happen. He never participated in, witnessed, or was or is presently aware of any misconduct, sexual or otherwise relating to the plaintiff in any circumstance whatsoever. Led by prominent entertainment litigator Sean Hawley, Combs' attorneys not only argued that the allegations are false, but they are unconstitutional. They said that the statute cited in the lawsuit, New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Law, is itself unconstitutional on its face, and that his accuser's decisions to wait more than 2 decades has caused Combs the ability to defend himself fully and fairly. For example, some or all the evidence that otherwise would have been available in the action had been properly commenced may be unavailable, lost, or compromised, the lawyer writes. The absence of evidence materially impacts the defendant's ability to defend against essential aspects of plaintiff's claims. Witness identification, availability, and recollections are likely compromised due to the substantial passage of time since the alleged incident. The lawyers for Combs also say the case violates the so-called doctrine of unclean hands, meaning the accuser filed the lawsuit in bad faith. In making that argument, they said the lawsuit alleges an entirely fictional account that never occurred. They also argue that photos cited by the accuser in her complaint could be fake. Now, they playing games right there. Them photos not fake. Disputing the content's genuineness and or accuracy of the images. Combs was hit with a deluge of abuse claims late last year. First in the form of explosive allegations of by R&B singer and longtime romantic partner Cassie. The case quickly settled, but Combs was then sued by 2 other women who say they were SA and then hit with the current case over the alleged 2003 R of Jane Doe. Combs has already strongly denied all of the allegations in a statement in December. He said, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. In her complaint, Jane Doe claimed that she met Pierre at a Detroit club in 2003, when she was just a junior in high school after he smoked crack and cocoa and he essayed Miss Doe by forcing her to give him oral. She said she flew to New York on Combs' private jet to visit him in his Manhattan recording studio. While at the studio, the lawsuit claims that Combs, Pierre, and an unnamed third man gave her D and alcohol until she was so inebriated that she could not possibly have consented to having sex with anyone, much less twice her age. While at the studio, Miss Doe said, what happened to her by Mr. Combs, the third assailant, and Mr. Pierre in that order. The lawyer writes in the lawsuit. The lawsuit claims the unnamed man armed Miss Doe as she told him to stop, and that Pierre violently forced her to give him, during which Miss Doe was choking and struggling to breathe. After the attack, the lawsuit said the accuser could barely stand up and had to be helped to walk out of the building and back into a car, she says. She was then flown back to Michigan. Also on Tuesday, Pierre filed his own formal response to the lawsuit, saying he never participated in essay of the plaintiff, nor did he ever witness anyone essaying the plaintiff. Two corporate entities named in the lawsuit, Diddy's House Recordings, Inc. and Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Inc., also asked to be dismissed from the case, arguing they could not be liable for any alleged wrongdoing by Pierre and Combs. In a statement to Billboard on Wednesday, Jane Doe's lawyers sharply rejected the arguments from Combs' lawyers. The deeply troubling allegations against the defendants by multiple women speak for themselves. So he's saying that his history speaks for itself. The ridiculous claim that the photos are somehow fake and the law at issue is unconstitutional are nothing more than desperate attempts to conjure a defense where none exists. And they actually attached, and I'm not going through this thing, it's 11 pages. We went through it. I forgot what video it was, but we went through this. They attached it here, but I think this is a response. But either way, they attached it. Yeah, they response to the fact allegations is all here, but I'm not going through all this. Y'all, the article will be attached if y'all want to go through all that. But he's trying to, they coming at her neck. They trying to say the law is wrong, unconstitutional. They say her story is fiction. It's a mess. Savannah, you're up.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. I am going to yield my time to Miss Felicia. I don't believe anything he has to say. I think this is a strong cover-up by the whole organization, so I don't believe anything he has to say. So I'm very curious to hear what Miss Felicia has to say.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Felicia. You're up.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you, Savannah, for putting the weight on me. Thank you.
Come on, Felicia. Bring it through.
Well, we all have been following this cases, the multiple cases. So the difference between this case and the Cassie Ventura case is that the plaintiff, the victim, is coming in as Jane Doe. Mm-hmm. So that means that her name has not been released to public record. I think it was perhaps early January where Mr. Combs and his attorneys were requesting that the courts allow them to release her name so that they could answer her complaint with full clarity and understanding. So Diva said she wasn't going to read those pages. I don't blame her, but pretty much he alleges that he cannot answer because he doesn't know what they're talking about. And he can't recall what they're talking about because he doesn't know who they're talking about. But he did have to answer the complaint. Mm-hmm. There is a third assailant that is repeatedly mentioned in both her complaint and in his answer. I think that this is a technique to smoke out this third assailant. The plaintiff and her attorneys said that they would release this third assailant name upon discovery. So discovery is when you get to the part of the case where we're bringing forth information, facts, evidence, things like that, as to what the plaintiff is alleging. And that's when they said that they'll come out with the third assailant. So I think this piece here, Mr. Combs' behalf, and he has a great group of attorneys, if I may take that moment to let you know who they are. So one of them is Sean Holly. Some of you may recall Sean Holly. She's very well known in the litigation field. She has represented celebrity clients such as Kim Kardashian, Tupac Shakur, Snoop Dogg, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, Lindsay Lohan, Trevor Bauer, and Danny Matterson. She's pretty much a U.S.-based attorney, and her strength is in civil litigation. The real hired gun here is Bobby Sternheim. Bobby Sternheim was Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney, and she also defended Khalil A. Baswa, Osama bin Laden's aide during and for the 9/11 attacks. Bobby Sternheim is known also for international law. Her specialty is human trafficking and international, what you would say like contraband, drugs, human beings, steroids, those kinds of things, anything illegally crossing over waters such as that. And then he has another attorney. I'm trying to see where I picked him up from. He's a gentleman. He has his own firm. He's been practicing civil litigation law for well over 30 years. He as well is quite esteemed. And so this is his new team. And based on this new team, I think they're going to try to get ahead of this without having to pay settlement, without having to go to a jury trial. But as Diva said, he's demanding a jury trial. So, but I think they're going to try to get ahead of this. As far as the plaintiff, I don't know whether or not she's going to be identified at any point, as we move through. But I thought about some people saying, well, it's 20, 30 years later, blah, 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 blah. But you know how when you go to Disney World, I want everybody to follow me here for a minute. Or you go someplace you always wanted to go and you had a great time. And you have a souvenir or memorabilia from your visit. I got a feeling that this girl kept that skirt. I think she might have held on to it like Monica Lewinsky held on to that blue dress. For those of you who may not know about that skirt, there's pictures of her, which Diva did speak of, that he says they were fake or they were photoshopped or something like that. But I think she probably held on to that skirt. There's a photograph of her sitting on his lap with that skirt on. Mm-hmm. And if there's any truth to what she said, and she had been SA'd in any way, she would have DNA on that garment. And so we'll see what happens. Just a thought. Thank you.
I appreciate you. But do you think it would still be on there this many years later? You think she never washed it?
Yeah, Monica never washed her blue dress.
Oh.
Put it in a bag somewhere and held on to it with the T-shirt. Remember the initials, and it was Puff Daddy House, P Daddy House, or something like that. I remember she took photographs. Remember she did all of that.
She did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good gosh. Julius, you're up.
Brother Love P. Diddy Sean Combs, he confuses me by the second. I have nothing to add to this story. This is one of the stories that was like a little bit of a tough subject, so I'm gonna yield back.
All right, thank you. Rita, you're up.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yes.
hi. I was just thinking, why can't her lawyer ask her to do like a polygraph test, even though people say it's inadmissible in court or whatever? And also, don't they have to check like the flight records? They can't like destroy them or anything. So if he's on a private jet, I'm guessing they have flight records.
Yeah, but do you have to see everything is a matter of I don't know how long you have to keep stuff. Do you have to keep it forever? You're talking 2 decades ago. So that's what his lawyer is kind of mentioning, like all evidence or proof. You don't even give me an opportunity to have it because this is over 2 decades old, this situation. So I don't know with the how long you have to keep flight records like that. I don't know. And then you're talking during that time, everything is digital now. During that time, was everything on paper? Like,
Yeah, I was just throwing some things out there to see,
yeah.
maybe it can help her out.
Yeah. But I don't know I don't know if during that time period was everything written down. And did they really, because he was Sean Diddy with a private jet. Did they just let these people on and not do the proper protocols like they should have? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So she could have been on there and they never even mentioned that she was on there. I don't know.
That's
Yeah, they
true.
said 20 years. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. E, you're up.
Hello.
Hey.
So there are several factors here. Number one, if the authenticity of the photos are of question, then he's a billionaire. Let him tell it. Hire a photo forensic specialist. That's all you have to do. That's an easy fix. If you
Right.
have nothing to hide and you have never met this person, how is this person in this photo with you and taking pictures in your studio? Be clear. I'm willing to be wrong about it, but he needs to show me some receipts because she's produced her evidence. It was a strong enough case for them to be able to file the complaint. So it's strong enough for him to answer. Where is your counter evidence? He said he cannot remember where he was and he cannot properly answer. This girl said that she was on the private jet. I understand he may not have the manifest, but if it was a jet, there has to be some record of the takeoff and the landings. I mean, I understand this was 20 years ago, but if they can find anything else they want. Do you know how many cold cases from I remember one night we were all backstage and we saw something from Lake Lanier. I mean, from back in the 80s. These people are closing cold cases every day. And with the type of money he has, I believe, wouldn't it be much easier to leave no rock uncovered and no
Right.
stone unturned? I mean, he can do something. He's a millionaire. And thirdly, in his answer, what stuck out to me was he said, my history speaks for itself. And it does. This is why so many people are filing cases after 20 years, because you do have a history of abuse. And the most recent complaint, he settled for an undisclosed amount of millions. To me, that set the precedent for a pattern of behavior. Not to mention, some of those FOs were videotaped. And remember, we heard scuttlebutt that Cassie had, or she was working with the feds to get some of those videos turned over to the FBI. So there's evidence out there. Now he can try to force. I'm inclined to agree with Miss Felicia. Maybe this is a point to get her to come out and come forward, to reveal her identity so she can't be Jane Doe. But I think that, and it's not like we haven't seen people come out and lie before. I understand anything is possible, but if this is so if this is so far-fetched, where were you? I mean, if you were booked, do you know how long they've been tracking celebrities? There's no pictures of you on this same day some other places. You weren't in the magazine, you weren't recording some song. And not to mention the other person who they are one of the alleged perpetrators or predators, he has a history too. We went over that one day. I thought he had lots of complaints from the record company as well. So none of these men have a clean record, but they want to switch it on that woman and make it, oh, this is so unrealistic. I don't remember what happened. And I'm also not jumping on the bandwagon of where was this person's mother. Even if this person's mother wasn't around, we have 3 grown men who had children at the time. So even if her mother wasn't there, those men should not have been there. They should not have allowed that girl in the building if she was in fact there.
Whew. It's a lot. Well, I'm asking about her mom, though, E, and I hear you, right? But I'm asking about her mom because she was 17, and the complaint mentioned I was a junior in high school, but yet she was in said club. And I'm thinking if you flew from Michigan to New York, and then all of this sinister stuff happened, and then they fly you back to Michigan. Was there no mother concerned like that their 17-year-old was missing all of this time? And
Maybe not.
Go ahead.
Maybe not. She could have run away, but there are several things that which could have taken place. But the thing is, I mean, that still doesn't give them the right. And I know you're not saying this, but I'm just throwing it out there. It doesn't give them the right to be in the room with this person and give off the impression that they are interested in her romantically. They have more to lose than she does. This is a white girl, from if I'm remembering the picture correctly, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, this isn't the white girl who took the pictures in the studio.
No, she was not white.
She was. Oh, she looked white. Sorry. Well, either way, 3 black men ain't learned their lesson. So here, I was watching Surviving R. Kelly last night, and I remember at the beginning, R. Kelly said they won't be able to do this. They're 30 years too late. Men gonna get enough of thinking that there's an extension, because loopholes are popping up every day. I agree. This woman was not protected by her parents, but also she wasn't protected in the company of these menfolk either.
Well, I think Lorraine said it. We just got to put this out there, right? Because he's forcing a jury trial. And part of probably why they're forcing a jury trial is because, unfortunately, I'm in a club and I meet said man. He says, come to the bathroom with me. I go to the bathroom with him. This man forces me to do what he forced me to do, right? We on YouTube. That's why I'm just talking clean as I can. And then I see him smoking something that's not a cigarette. But the real piece of this is he forced me to do something. Then I go ahead with this man that forced me to do something. I get in a car with him. I drive with him to Teterboro, whatever airport they drove to. Get on a private jet and go to a whole nother state with this man. So if nothing happened in the club and then she went, I can see like, okay, you're not thinking nothing else. But the whole beginning started off very dark and sinister.
No, no, she can still win that case. There are black men who've been locked up for less. Didn't we just see Jonathan Majors a month ago? That doesn't help his case. That doesn't help his case at all, because even if they thought that she was 18 or older or 21 or older, the fact that in reality, if she was not, that would explain why the sequence of events was irrational, or why it's stranger. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. And so I don't think that makes her case unable to be won. I think there is always a chance that people will look at this through the lens of a 17 or 16-year-old girl and say, you know what, that could have been my daughter. And, because we already know what we know about him, with that news that went viral of him paying Cassie, his reputation is mud. So he can go and get a jury of his peers, and they can put out all of that information and say, oh, well, she should not have been there if she was underage. She should not have went back with him after he already violated her. All of those things can be true. That doesn't make him innocent, and that doesn't mean a jury of his peers will find him innocent.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just throwing out there the woo woo woo, and I'm throwing out there how they're going to drag her across the coals in this jury trial. Tay, you're up.
I said lock the key and throw away. Lock him up. I said lock him up and throw the key away.
Choo
That's
choo.
all.
Yeah, but unfortunately, this is not a criminal case; it's a civil case, right? And I believe it's going at the funds, like a financial reward. I don't want to say reward for lack of a better word, but financial money from this situation. That's what she's looking for, because the statute of limitations for it to be any criminal charges is up, right? Because I think if it was that, it would really be hard to prove, because you would need a lot of evidence to say that for sure this happened. This is a loaded situation. Katrina, you're up.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully, like Alicia said, she saved some type of souvenir. Hopefully those pictures, well, those pictures back in that day, they can't be, well, I can't say they can't be plagiarized, but most likely that picture back in that day, I don't think they can like just make a copy of that or just have his face sitting up on there and it's not him. The third thing, like you were saying and he was saying, and I still think like, girl, if this man did this to you before you got on a plane, why in the heck would you get on a plane to go with him somewhere else? You flying out of a different state to go be with this man when you know this man has already assaulted you. So what was in your head? Do you think it was going to change? So imagine what they did on the plane to her that she ain't telling. Because if he's on that type of substance and drinking and doing all and smoking and doing all that type of stuff, they definitely is not clear in their mind, and they definitely is very aggressive when it comes to sexual things. So the thing of it is, he's saying that that never happened. He can't remember. Okay, well, maybe you need to leave the D alone so you can remember things and you will know who you assaulted and all that. And then the thing of it that makes him look guilty, even if he might not even be guilty on this one. Like we say all the time, look, you settled with this case. And that's the same thing about like Michael Jackson whatsoever. Everybody was mad because he settled, because he said the lawyer told him to settle, but he fought the rest of the cases. But the thing of it with Puffy, you never could tell, because like I told y'all, I really think he believed that he's Frank Lucas for real. All because his dad had worked for Frank Lucas. I believe he think he's Frank Lucas for real, that he can do things and get away with it. He thought he was untouchable. But like Elliot Ness tell you, everybody is touchable. So he was doing these things for years and he thought he could get away with it. He had no idea this stuff was going to do a boomerang effect and come around and slap him right down in the face. And he got exactly what he was looking for. I say, I'm not looking for anybody downfall. But you have been so wrong. You have did so many people so wrong, Puppy. You did so many people so wrong. The money that these people getting from you is the money that you got from your artists. The money that you cheated your artists out of. So you losing it because the way that you got it. It was ill game from the get-go. You used these people. You didn't pay these people to what they're supposed to be paid. You used them, you abused them, and now somebody is coming back to do the same thing to you. Now you see how it feels. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. I appreciate you. So, just so everybody knows, the way the Jane Doe presented the story herself was she met the man in the club. She never said in the beginning when she met him from the onset they gave her substances. So that's not part of the story. The part of the story is she met said man in the club. I don't have to say said man. She met Pierre in the club. Okay, Harvey Pierre, she's saying she met him in the club and he was with others. And when she met him in the club in the original lawsuit, what she said was he was showing her, he called Diddy on the phone at some point. He told her that he knew Diddy. He called Diddy on the phone And he told, and Diddy kind of communicated with her and, you know, said, get on my private jet and come see me. Then at some point in the club, he told her to come to the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom. Allegedly, he was smoking, you know, the C, and then he forced her to do things to him. And then after that, she didn't say anything about being plied with the substances before that. After that, she gets in a car with these men and they go to an airport. They get on a private jet and they go see Diddy. And then she has actual photos of herself in the Puff Daddy, and because it has a PD on the wall. And back then, that's when he called himself Puff Daddy in the Puff Daddy studio. There's a picture of her posing, like showing, like doing like this, almost like a Vanna White pointing to the PD. There's a photo of her actually sitting on Diddy's lap, and she had on a very short denim skirt and just like a little, it was like a little t-shirt type of shirt that she had on. And so that's when she said at the studio is when all of the stuff was starting to be given to her and all of these men took advantage of her. And I'm only saying it that way because I can't say all of these words on YouTube, right? So, and I get it. So it's interesting how when something happens to a minor, did we want to say the brain is not developed, right? She couldn't make right decisions. But then it's something, and then in other ways, you're like, she's grown. Let them make their own decisions. I'm not blaming anything on her. I just find it interesting and kind of sad. And her mama and the parents failed her, that after everything that happened to her while in the club, she still went with this man in a car to an airport. And I'm thinking, who was looking for her? Obviously nobody.
We're gonna another thing, Diddy. I'm sorry. Diva. Another thing, like you just saying, okay, when she got back, she didn't tell nobody that this happened to her. I mean, I know people be traumatized and all that, but you didn't tell this to no one. I mean, I maybe she was scared and all that too, but I'm thinking to myself like, you didn't tell no one about this. I mean, trust me, I've been through trauma too, so I can understand. But I'm just saying, girl, after going through that ordeal, you didn't tell a best friend. You didn't tell
anybody. We don't have all the details yet. But TV Talks and Movies said she was in foster care.
Wow,
a lot. That can explain a lot.
Yeah.
Paulette, though, I had the whole actual first filing, and if my thing is, she told details about the whole situation. If she was intimidated and forced to get in that car and on the plane, I think she would have added that to her lawsuit. So for the beginning part, I'm not doing any speculation at all. I'm telling you what she wrote, what her lawyers wrote in her lawsuit. She told the story exactly how I'm telling it. And then when she got to the studio, that's where she's saying all of the other stuff happened. So
if I may interrupt to bring a little bit more facts to her complaint, she was underage in a bar club. She was there with friends who were in the industry. This wasn't the first time she had been out and about. Everybody who was into the entertainment industry in Detroit would be out late, and she was with this group of people. But she left those group of people there after she came out of the bathroom. This is according to her statement, and left with the third assailant and Mr. Pierre. Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on one second. TV Talks and Movies, we don't really do that over here. You know, everybody gets to say what they want to say. And it's just us talking, right? So we don't call people names over here. True, she didn't add any detail. She didn't add any detail. So my thing is, if I feel like you're right, Diva. I saw the story too. She went on her own accord. Yeah, she went on her own accord. So it's interesting. So I bring, and the reason why I bring that up is I want to say that is why I feel Diddy is adamant about having this jury trial, because he's trying to force her to retreat. Right? I think he's trying to force a lot of things. He's trying to force her to retreat. He wants her name out there for a reason. Because if it is the person that the streets are saying it is, she's been through a lot in this industry. She's been through a whole lot in the industry. And when I told Felicia who the street said it was, and we did some digging, I can't say confirmed that it's definitely this person, but it definitely, the breadcrumbs really lead to this one person that all of you would be very, very familiar with. And it's sad is all I can say. But I think he wants her name out there for a reason. I don't know what he thinks putting her name out there is really going to do. But she also said, I will say this, she knows something more than we know, and he knows something too, right? So I'm thinking that this is not the first time something like either she accused somebody or something like this, or she's well known in the industry for certain things. Matter of fact, I know it is because somebody else did an interview and said that she's very well known in the industry for just being very free with her sexuality. And so I'm thinking he's going to try to force order that out there to say that this is what she does. I'll put it to you like that. So anyway, we'll move on. And we'll stay connected to this story, but he is trying to flush some people out. He's trying to flush some people out, and he wants her out there because if it's who they say it is, she is problematic, and she was with Ray J. So Special K, yeah. But what is sad is, though, in most cases like this, what they will do is they're going to bring up your past. So just like her lawyers are saying that Diddy has a history, well, Diddy is going to say, well, so does she. So it's a wicked road. It's a wicked road, right? They're going to drag her up and down the street. That's what he's trying to do. And so he wants her to retreat and take it back and not go through with this. But hopefully she'll stand strong. She'll stand her ground, right? All right. So we're going to move.
Turn that girl into an alcoholic.
All right. So we're going to move forward. And, this is Dear Mama. Dear Mama. Human nature. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm going to leave it there. But yes, it is. Yeah, but Megan's history is not the same as this young lady's. No, it's not that LV said that. No, human nature got it. Y'all have to look it up. Yeah, human nature got it. Okay, so let's move on to the next story. Some people don't need to be moms. Hold on one second, guys. I'm so sorry.
Well, now's the time to hit the like button if you haven't already. Choo choo!
All right, thank you, E. All right, that was the kid. I had to make sure he was good. All right, so we're going to move into this next story, right? These two moms, they thought it was okay to leave a 10 and a 12-year-old in charge of a bunch of kids while they go gambling. Now there's a child, only 3, who is no longer here because of these moms and their ridiculous decision to allow this to happen. Let me just go here. So sad. So cousins, ages 10 and 12, charged with beating a 3-year-old girl to, you know what, while two moms were out gambling. Can you imagine? Two cousins, just 10 and 12, have been charged with M for allegedly beating a 3-year-old girl to the point where she's unalived, while their parents and guardians left 8 kids home alone to go gambling. 8 kids. You have got to be kidding me. Let me just pause this because this causes problems at the end of the day for my videos. All right. So the two preteen boys who have not been identified because of their ages are accused of beating Blessings Buckles until she suffered a fatal brain bleed, with a 4-year-old girl also found badly beaten. So they beat two of them. They beat the 3-year-old and the 4-year-old. The 4-year-old survived. A child called 911 on February 12th to report that Blessing was not breathing and no adults were home, with deputies having to knock on doors because the young caller did not know the exact address in Baton Rouge, the report said. Blessing's mother, Denisha Yates, soon arrived home with the 10-year-old's mother, Charisha Scott, who is also the aunt of the 12-year-old suspect, admitting that they had left to go to a casino, according to court documents obtained by the news. They left 8 children home alone, including an 11-month-old baby. Are you kidding me right now? The document said the 26-year-old woman charged with principal to second-degree M. They both should be charged with first degree. Their eldest was 12-year-old M suspect, even though he was known to be violent with younger kids, according to charging documents cited by the outlets. That's the poor baby that is no longer here. Yates told cops that she and her kids had been staying with Scott for 2 weeks before their deadly beating. Scott says she knew her nephew had a history of violence against other children, and Yates says she had seen bruises on one of the other daughters after she was left alone with the unidentified boy, but she ignored her children's pleas for help. Charging documents say Blessing was found unresponsive and suffered a brain bleed and bruising and cuts to her face and body, likely caused by blunt force trauma. She succumbed to her injuries on Valentine's Day. A case like this is devastating. East Baton Rouge Sheriff said in a statement, "My heart breaks for the child lost too soon, and I pray for the others involved." The two preteens have been charged with battery and second-degree M and were booked in East Baton Rouge Juvenile Detention Center. Scott and Yates, both 26, were also arrested on principal to simple battery and principal to second-degree M charges. Both women also have previous criminal records. Yates was previously arrested for stealing $20 worth of clothes from a Walmart and for stealing an iPad, 2 GUNs, and business checks from a home. She also reportedly threw a brick through the windshield of another woman's car in 2020 and is wanted on 2 active warrants from undisclosed cases in Baker, Louisiana. Scott, meanwhile, allegedly set a car on fire next to someone's home and was charged with M in 2021 for allegedly powwowing a woman to unalive her, but was never indicted by a grand jury. Witnesses claim she tampered with security cameras to avoid detection. Previously reported. As of Monday afternoon, both Scott and Yates remained in East Baton Rouge Parish Jail under a $40,000 bond each. 8 kids. Criminals raising criminals. Violent homes. Dear mama, what the heck? Savannah, your thoughts?
Diva, you're gonna make me grab my crystals tonight because my energy is just all off with these stories. And you said it best. Some people do not deserve to be parents, yet alone carry the title of mother. I mean, I can recall babysitting at the age of 12, so I don't see an issue, but not 8 children. And and also not when the children that are in charge of the little ones have a history. At least one of them has a history of being violent with young children. Um, so I definitely agree that the mothers definitely need to be charged. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but this is the state that we're in right now in this society. Um, I need to cleanse my aura right now. These stories are just are sad. They're hard tonight.
Yeah, the system failed. Both the mothers was criminal and violent. They knew one of the boys was violent. And you got to have a lot of anger in you that you beat a 3-year-old to the point where they are no longer here. But she knew he had a problem because they left him alone before. And the girl
Yeah,
had,
but did the article say how long the adults were gone for? I didn't catch that.
I didn't see that in there. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Felicia,
Because
you're
you go
right.
to the casinos in Louisiana, that's like a whole show. That's at least a couple of hours.
I don't know. Then the poor thing that had to called the police and say the poor little girl is not breathing. They're all
And then
traumatized.
there's a second one that's also badly bruised, that also has suffered some extreme trauma that night.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely, um, take them all to jail. Take them all to jail.
And
I'm
leave
ready.
them there. And leave them there. And leave them there. Yeah. Felicia, you're up.
My prayers are for all the children who were in that home.
Mm.
You know, the auntie said, well, she knew her nephew
Mm.
had a problem, and she saw her own daughter had been beaten a couple of days over when she was there, but she still left.
Mm.
I pray that these children find new homes that are loving and protecting. The folks who have the skills and the grace to raise these children who are definitely damaged.
Mm-hmm.
This is just, I know we have to talk about these things because
Yeah.
then everything is surface and we say, oh, all too often you have somebody come through in the chat say we stretching it. It's a reach. No, yeah, we got it in writing.
Mm-hmm.
The backgrounds of the mothers. God knows the fathers are probably already incarcerated. Yes, that's a judgment call. I made it. I said it. I have no fact, but
Come on.
either that or dead.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the mothers pulled a gun, and I don't know how she got away with not having to serve time for that. Attempted him. So, but at the end of this day, all my prayers are for these children.
Yes. Amen.
That they get into a place and spaces with people who can love and protect them and help them heal somewhat so that they can have a quality of life that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Because whether we all agree or not, these are God's children. Even the ones who were mentally challenged. I don't know what that kid had to grow up in that he was this way.
Mm.
And that little blessing, she ain't but a minute big. She looks like a baby doll.
Mm-hmm.
They tortured her.
Mm.
I'm being tortured. I'm done.
Yeah. So sad. Julius, you're up.
So many negligent, narcissistic people. That's me keeping it rated G.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have had brought babies into this world. And that's all I'm going to say.
I appreciate you. 8 kids, a 10 and 12-year-old, and the baby was 11 months. I mean, God bless they didn't touch that little baby. Because they did it to the 3 and the 4-year-old. Rita, you're up.
Yeah, this is sad, but this is like starting to become, sadly enough, common.
Mm.
And is heartbreaking because it's just like, what is out in these streets? The same thing, you're doing the same thing with like, what is out here for you to keep leaving your kids and keep leaving your kids in harm's way? Um Years ago, I was going through a divorce, and my cousin was like, "Get out, let's go to the neighborhood bar, let's just have a drink, whatever." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we go, and then her friend came in, and my cousin was like, "Hey, where's the kids at? 6 and 4." She was like, "Oh, I gave them some Benadryl. They're at home in the bed." And she was like, "You gave them what?" She was like, "I gave them some Benadryl. They're at home in the bed." And she was like, "I do this all the time." And I'm sitting at the bar, and I'm like, and my cousin grabbed my arm, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And needless to say, my lovely night of trying to let my hair down was cut short because I had to leave. So this is sad, but this is starting to be the norm.
You know what? And Rita, unfortunately, I heard of many people doing that. You need to go out that bad that you're giving your child Benadryl. There's a story where the mom gave too much. Child not here. Why? Because you wanted to go hang out?
Yeah. I have never heard that word melatonin so much. And I've worked in a hospital for 20 years. And I just recently, within the past, 5, maybe 10 years, keep hearing, "Oh, I give my kid melatonin, melatonin." And I'm just sitting here like, I have never heard that so much. "Oh, yeah, I gave it to him, so when my cousin comes over to watch the kids, at least they're down." Or I gave it to him, and then I'm just running out for a drink or two. I'm right down the street. And I'm just sitting here like, my child is now 13. Walmart is point 0.6 miles away from me, and I have cameras. I run to the Walmart and run back as if she's a baby. So I can't imagine. I don't know. I don't know.
It's sad. It's sad. You got to go out that bad, and then you're going out gambling.
And it's easy to lose track of time in a
Casino.
casino. Oh,
But the worst part of it all is an 11-month-old.
yeah. Yeah.
Ease you up.
What I know is that kids learn to communicate, resolve conflict, and demonstrate anger from their environment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not willing to believe that a home on any given day with 8 children, that the head of this house and her sister did not illustrate to these little ones poor communication, irresponsibility, and unnecessary anger. I think I'm pretty much safe on concluding that. The article stated that the kids were left home for hours while these adults went to the casino. But I heard this somewhere else. And when I think about a 10 and 12-year-old, um, that's 7th and 6th grade and 5th grade. And it's no way that you would leave these two to be attending to a household full of children even younger than them. They're not equipped to even bathe and wipe themselves properly with or without a reminder. And you have these boys running your household. One of the things I heard, I could have sworn they said that when one of the children called the 911 line, that they didn't even know the address to the house. They couldn't even tell the people where they were. And so I'm thinking about how terrifying that is, and coupling that with the speaker who spoke before me, that you would give your child, and I know this is a different story, but it's frustrating to me that you would give your child something that would put them to sleep. Anything could have happened in case of an emergency. The block could have caught on fire, God forbid, or it could have been a break-in, and your children are incapable and unaware of their surroundings to even help themselves if necessary. This little girl was in the hospital, and I believe you said that she finally went home on Valentine's Day.
No,
About
no, E. She died on Valentine's
no,
Day.
I said went home. That was my way of saying.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
And I say that because I know they took her and she had bruises, and so the girl was at least fighting back. But you have to think about how much time was wasted, because the boys didn't even know the address, and what I read, the people were knocking on the doors trying to find the right home to get to them. I feel like it's totally irresponsible. I think that 10 and 12-year-old, I understand that they are young, but somebody has to pay for this, and those boys do need to be quote unquote rehabilitated. But those two mothers, um they should not have children, and I cannot imagine that nobody in the community, no excuse me, no alarms went off, because you said that one of the other children had been beaten previously. Nobody called the CPS, or nobody wanted to do a welfare check. I mean, even in the school system, if you see something, you don't have to say anything. They want you to put it in the computer. The social worker will stop by. I don't know. It's very alarming, and I don't have any nice words. I can't even round this out in a nice way because it's just terrible. There's not going to be any. I don't even know the best resolution because it's just terrible. That's all I can say. It's terrible.
Well, these parents themselves were terrorists, right? One mother threw a brick through somebody's window. The other mother unalived somebody herself, and then she tampered with the cameras so they couldn't even really get any witnesses. And would you want to be go to court and speak against that woman? So, like you started off the conversation, these boys got that behavior from somewhere. But the mothers are a whole terror. You throwing a brick in somebody's window, the other mother unalive somebody with a pow pow, and the one she broke into somebody's house and stole 2 pow pows. God only knows what was going on in this house. So ironically, little Blessing, who was 3, unfortunately, she lost her life, but probably was a blessing to these other kids because they're no longer under their watch. The 4-year-old, they said, was beaten pretty badly. So what did these two do? Did they just tag team? What the heck? Now, I don't know if y'all remember, it's a many years ago, probably over 10. There was a boy, it was a babysitting situation again. I forgot how old he was, but he body slammed the little girl. And he did more to her, but he kept body slamming her like in WWE, and she was unalived. And he went to jail. Does anybody remember that story?
I do, Diva. He was the youngest person to be tried as an adult. I think he was 12. He was
Yeah.
a big boy.
He was a big boy. He was body slammed her like in WWE, and again, babysitting. I don't understand it. I don't understand this. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't even really run to the store leaving my son. I'm like, no, you gotta come. We're going to here, we're going there. But you think it's okay to leave 8 kids? So really it was 6. It was the 10-year-old, the 12-year-old, and 6 kids, and the youngest was 11 months. So you can gamble. Not go to the supermarket to get them some food, so you can gamble. There's adults that can't even handle watching that many kids. And you left this with a 10 and a 12-year-old. They should never come out of jail, like ever. Tay, you're up.
I said shame on the parents and then hold them accountable and lock them up, because I would never leave my children in the house. I'm gonna take them all with me. Nope. You too young to watch your own siblings like that. You have to wait till you be what, 16 years old to watch them? No, no. I'm gonna take them all with me when I'm going somewhere. That's just, ugh. And you don't want to take a constable to take your kids right there with you. Shame on you. You shouldn't be the mother. You shouldn't be a mother. Shame on you. I I hope that whole day stay in jail and then look at the mirror and like, what did I do? I should take them with me. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Tay Tay. Just as a
Welcome.
reminder, again, I want to say he was babysitting. I don't want to get off track and go through the whole story, but he was convicted of in wrestling unalive. So he was 13. I think he was 12 the time he did it. He said he accidentally unalived a 6-year-old girl while imitating professional wrestling moves and was convicted of first degree and he faces life in prison without possibility of parole. I will look it up. So he was 12 when it happened, and he lifted 48-pound Tiffany into the air and dropped onto a table in his living room in July 1999. But again, he was left babysitting. I don't understand it. I got to look him up and see what his fate was and what ended up happening. But Katrina, you're up.
First of all, like you said, 12 years old, and you leaving me with 8 children? Well, seven, I guess, you can count him. And I am grown. I don't want to be left alone with 3 kids. And just imagine, and like Eve was saying, there's no way this child is so violent because look what he's got. Look what his outcome is. Look what the parents are. He's like that because they're like that. And then you allow this child to be around the other kids, knowing that he got a temper or maybe he need medicine or whatsoever. God, please forgive me if I'm wrong on that part. So don't come after me, y'all. But I'm just saying in general, you obviously your child needs help if he's that angry at this young age. And he's that angry at this young age for a reason. Because he's seeing everything that they're doing and it's trickling down. They so worried about going to a casino, but if you got money to go to a casino, why didn't you hire somebody to watch them children while you go gamble? If you got that much money, I don't know how much money they got, but I'm saying if you got this money to go to a casino, why didn't you pay for somebody to watch your children? And then you got 8 in one house. That's totally ridiculous. And yes, the kids need to he need to take a big punishment, but the most punishment should fall on them. Simply because the reason is they knew this child had a problem. The same way with the lady that bought her son a gun. You knew your son had this problem, but yet still you want to be out with the man. And then this boy out people, and now she's going to jail. So they need to be tried just like these kids need to be tried, but their punishment need to be way harder than what the children get. Even though, and I feel God, please, I hope that little baby is at peace, which I know she probably is. That is so sad. That is totally sad. And all these people out here that do want kids, and y'all got these kids, and this child died for what? I mean, left this earth for what? For what? This baby should not even be gone. She left this earth for what? I can see if y'all was in a car accident or somebody robbed y'all or something like that. But this child left this earth for what? This baby left this earth for no reason. It is totally, totally sad and it pisses me. I mean, it's making me mad because there is no possible way because I know for a fact my youngest daughter had 2 stillborns. She had to watch this child be born. And I know how she felt with that, seeing a baby go that way. She was going to school to be a pediatric cardiologist. And she said, I can't do this because what if I have to operate on a child and I can't save the child? I don't want that on me. So I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah. It's very sad. So that Lionel Tate, at first he got life imprisonment. Then they overturned it and gave him years, but then he got out and he violated his probation and he ended up going back to jail for another 30 years. It's a lot. I'm gonna roll right into the next story. The next story is another mom. This mom, for whatever reason, she thought it was okay. Let me just close out some of my stories so I'm easily will find this one story when I go to look for it. She thought it was okay to not only let her daughter, who was either 5 or 7, work, but she posted it. I don't, and not just work. Where is this story at? I hope I didn't close out of it by mistake. I think this might be it. Okay, yeah, this is it. So mom arrested after Instagram post about 5-year-old daughter helping their daughter helping wax adult clients. A Tennessee woman who posted photos on Instagram that appeared to show her 5-year-old daughter helping her apply wax to adult clients for hair removal has been charged with child neglect. A Tennessee woman who posted photos on Instagram that appeared to show a 5-year-old daughter helping her wax clients for hair removal has been charged with child neglect, according to police. The Memphis Police Department received multiple complaints on February the 15th about a post with images of a young girl appearing to apply hot wax to the pubic area of adults. The Commercial Appeal reported, citing an arrest affidavit. The woman said in a post, which has since been deleted, that her daughter had participated in the waxing of 24 clients over a span of time that exceeded 8 hours, according to the arrest affidavit. She was arrested on Monday on a warrant charging her with child neglect. Now, in the post she actually wrote, I actually had that article too. Let me see if I still have it up. I must have closed out of it. I'm gonna try to find it again. She actually said the time that her daughter worked from 7 to 5 p.m. She said that the daughter made like $700 and she's going to put the money in an account for the daughter because, you know, she's about passing on LLC and deeds to her child. What a hot mess. What a hot mess. Savannah, you're up.
No, I definitely don't believe that the reason why she posted this on social media was for generational wealth. At this point, I want all 24 of those grown women who found it okay and were comfortable enough to let a child, a baby, whether it's 5 or 7, and they felt that it was okay for this baby to provide a procedure. I find it horrific that this is where we are right now in our society. And I just hope that because I believe you said that she also had other children. So I just hope that they're in a good home tonight.
I hope so.
And the mother deserves to be. And everything now goes on social media. I just don't get it. I'd rather talk about I just don't understand what's going on, mothers. So it's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Thank you so much, Savannah. So this is what she wrote on her post. When I say I'm passing down deeds and LLCs to my creations, I mean that. Miss Chloe did her thing today, and she has to use it. She literally helped me wax 24 clients starting from 7:25 to 5 p.m. She made a total of $744, and I'm going to put the money towards whatever her future dreams and aspirations are. Screenshots of the original post have been circulating throughout different social media platforms. It shows the child spreading the wax on the client's intimate areas. Atlanta Black Star will not publish these images because they feature a minor. And I'm not showing them either, and I'm sure you saw them. The post sparked backlash from the public who questioned the owner's decision-making. In a statement released on Sunday, the Memphis Police Department announced that the agency is working with the Department of Children's Services to investigate the matters. Officials warned the public not to screenshot, download, or save the photos. That's why I am not showing them. We can confirm that an investigation has commenced in this case, a spokesperson told the news. Pursuant to the state and federal laws, we are unable to provide specifics about cases involving the children and families we serve. She was arrested. She was arrested. Felicia, you're up.
All right. So this mother's judgment definitely impaired. There's a lot wrong here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot wrong. Listening to you read that statement, I gather when the little one is about 12, she'll prostitute her on the street. And the money she makes, she'll put it to whatever her dreams are. There is no difference in my mind. I don't know what we can charge the 24 clients with.
That part.
Child endangerment,
that part.
SA, molestation. I don't know what it is.
Yep. Come on now.
But all 24 need to be charged, take a class, and have to register as offenders for the rest of their lives. No one had good judgment. Everybody got to pay.
Yeah.
I would have shut that place down. I'd have shut it down. What's going on in here?
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't mind going to jail for the good fight. I don't mind. I'll do it. We got a 5-year-old back here doing what? Mm-hmm. What's mama doing?
Come on now.
What's mama doing? If you got her doing that, what are you doing? Oh, no. It would have been a wrap. It wouldn't have been on my watch. I believe all children ought to be loved and protected, wherever they are. So there were these people in there who were complicit. I gather it wasn't the first time.
Nope,
right? I gather it wasn't the first time. And I think it was Savannah said she has other kids. So she's got the other kids in there working too. So she'll lose her license. We know that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She'll lose this business. We know that for sure. So she could take the $744 and put it towards her lawyer's fee and her bail and see if she can go get some parenting classes so she can be reunited with her children and get her life truly together. There's no empathy here from mama. All these mothers can go to jail. All of them. I don't care.
Every last one of them. Imagine exposing your daughter to 24 strangers and then having her up close and personal on these people.
Yeah, well, if she picked up an STD, we know why.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, because a lot of these people have bacteria infections, all this kind of stuff. Come on. So, we don't have to go all the way in with that. We know what's going on in these places, but we didn't know that you had 5-year-olds, child labor laws, licensing, these ratings. How clean is the place? No, let mama take the $744 and whatever other money she made. So she's got to get bailed out. She's got to get a good lawyer and let her go get some parenting classes so that when she reunites with her children, she understands what the role of a good mother is. And the other 24 people. Let them all get charged too.
Mm-hmm. The sick part too is, though, did she sneak and take these pictures and then she posted them? Because if you saw the pictures, the client legs is literally spread eagle wide open, and the little girl is in the middle of that.
Diva, I said I know. I don't know what else the mama into. Isn't that what I said?
You did.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Julius, you're up. Woo.
This a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Mess and some more mess. Negligence and narcissism all around. That's it.
I appreciate you, Julius. Oh my goodness. Rita, you're up.
Is That's just really sad that you think that's cute.
Yeah.
And just everyone else keeps saying, you don't know if someone has STDs down there or yeast infections or what have you. And kids like to touch. You want to sit here and talk about hand, foot, and mouth disease just in a daycare, but you have your kid exposed to people's parts. And I don't even walk around naked in front of my own daughter.
Come on.
What in the world would let 24 women lay there and have that done, and you think it's cute? And it's hot wax. What if it would have spilled on the baby? What if she would have burned the ladies that she did that to? That is so much wrong with this.
But like Felicia says, so 24 people with no judgment either.
Exactly.
But you know what though? That wasn't the first time that little girl did that. That little girl, I'm surprised the little girl didn't say nothing in the school. And that's what she doing. But my thing is, even outside of all of that, this girl seeing live in person 24 people's private areas.
Yeah.
You're up.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the girl practiced on her mother before she brought her in there to do it. But first of all, my baby is 7. This little girl is 5. And I don't mean any offense, but I don't give a damn if y'all were paying $500 a client. My baby is not waxing no grown woman's vagina just to pay for an LLC or to generate some generational wealth. Get the money another way. Get your LLC another way. Diva, I've told you before, I really feel uncomfortable during my gyno exams. I hate the task of putting my legs on the table and letting them do the good work. But it's necessary. And be clear, my doctors are grown, okay? I cannot imagine going in for my waxing and a 5-year-old coming in to gear me up for my fancy. I have heard people mention the STD factor, and Rita kind of mentioned my point. This child could have hurt herself or others. This is hot wax. There is an art to do. You have to get your practice on somewhere. That's why I'm thinking she must have practiced on the mother, because I don't know how you can feel comfortable as a grown woman with a little person walking in to do this on you. If it was that simple, you wouldn't go to a professional. You would let your kid do it for you at the house. It's something that is really it's something really, I can't think of the word I want to use. It's twisted.
Yeah.
It's nothing about it that I would just be able to lay back and be comfortable with this. I'd be like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, I would be scared. I'd be like, no, I got to get out of here. Like, immediately. I just would feel naked, for lack of a better term. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
I don't I don't know. I think that we have gotten to a place in society where protect the children doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean. I think that when we say that, that phrase started, I understand, from a conservative standpoint, and they want to protect the kids from alternative lifestyles. I get it. But I really, really do think that we have gotten away from a system of moral foundations which preserves the innocence of children, not just from the worldly world, but it's the music, it's the food, it's the clothes, it's the social media. And I understand we're moving into modern times, but 5 years old, waxing a bikini area, it's sickening.
It's disgusting. And if I didn't read this story and someone told it to me, I would be like, you're lying. If this woman didn't post the pictures herself, I'd be like, no, I still don't believe it, even if it was written. But literally, she thought it was okay. That's the other part. To post pictures with a client who got their legs wide open. I could have seen if she would have posted a picture with the little girl in her little uniform ready for work, right? Saying, oh, she about to do this thing. Or she did, but she posted the time this girl worked. This dummy is done. She posted the time. The girl don't work more than a 12-hour day, darn near. What's 7 to 5? I don't know. How many hours is that? 7 to 5.
Well, if she did she get a lunch?
She probably did. And 24 clients?
7 to 5 is 10 hours, so that's child labor laws, all.
It's a mess. Yeah. So 7 to 5, 24 clients. She was working like a little runaway slave. But the worst part about it is, if this was her hair salon, it would still be messy. Oh, my little baby girl, she was sweeping the floor. She came to work with me today. She hung out with me today. She mixed some color. Is naked females.
Diva, she can't even fit the glove.
That's you speaking there, Rita. I didn't even think about that. Your thing is giving feedback, Savannah. Yeah, you right. The gloves don't even fit her hand properly. So did she have on gloves? Yuck is an understatement. Tay, you're up.
One, I'm not gonna let my child to do that. Nope. And two, that's only for adults who do that right there. What kind of mother that is gonna do that to her child like that and post it on the internet? How you lost your mind? This is a baby. A baby supposed to play outside and play baby dolls and all that stuff. No, I'm not gonna let my child do that. Nope, I'm not. This is disgusting right here. I'm shaking my head right now, Diva. I'm shaking my head because what kind of parent do that? You this is no mama. This is not mama right here. This is I don't know what the word I'm looking for right now. I just this world right here we live in is going dark, is twisting, and it's crazy and all that stuff. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna let my child touch nobody. No, you don't know where they the foot, the mouth, and all that stuff been there. No, I'm not doing that. Mm-mm.
Thank you, Tay. Katrina, you're up.
My thought is, what type of people are letting a 5-year-old give them hot wax? I mean, doing hot wax on them down there anyway. If I would have seen a 5-year-old doing some wax, I'm like, that's okay. I'm good. I'll go somewhere else. And then the mom can't be too bright anyway, because why would you even post it and let people know that you got your child doing it? If you was gonna have your child doing it, you should never even posted that. Which your child should be doing it in the first place. Let her sell lemonade. Let her make cookies. Let her sell that if you want her to have generational wealth. But you got her doing something that is unnatural and unhealthy because you want to make money and then you post it. So we already know that you're not that bright, because anybody with that has some sense would never even post to that. And I feel sorry for the child. She thinking she doing, what her mama want her to do. Instead of being outside jumping rope or riding a bicycle, she in there doing waxing. And the people that's going to her to let them do waxing on her, like Felicia and E and everybody else said, they need to be held liable too. Because you are exposing this child to a body that's not hers or nobody else's that she knows. It's ridiculous. All this for the mighty dollar, and then you posting it. I just pray the little girl get what she deserve and get something better, because this is not better. This is ridiculous. This is pathetic, and it doesn't make any sense. That's it, y'all.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Special K, that's what I'm feeling. She has done it before. That's why she's comfortable posting. I believe the clients were familiar with her daughter and they was used to the daughter doing some of the procedures. Because she probably started the daughter off saying, oh, my daughter's going to practice whatever. These people was too comfortable with allowing this child to come and wax them. And the sickest part, I'm leaning on in this direction with you. The sickest part is, I think she was practicing on the mama. She was practicing on something, because when you see the pictures, the little girl looked like she knew what she was doing. This was not her first time doing it. And the mother should be subjected. No problem, Savannah. What was I gonna say? The mother should be subjected to no different than exposing her child to the P. You understand what I'm saying? PORN. I feel like the mother should, because this is, you have her looking literally 24 things in one day. I would be traumatized. 5-year-old. Imagine going to school telling your kids, that's your friends, what you do this weekend? I was at my mom's shop waxing. Mother's a disgrace. Whew. It's just terrible. I'm going to move into the feel-good story unless anybody have anything they want to say to me.
I do, Diva. I say lock the mama up. And where's the village at for this little child right here?
For sure. Thank you, Tay-Tay. And I agree with you. Well, we're going to see a story, a feel-good story. And I think everybody, you're going to really love this. I hope I didn't close out of it. Did I? Oh, no, I did not. Okay, wonderful. That's a mom.
Now that's a mama bear.
That's a mom. So I thought it was a great story to end with. Unfortunately, everybody in this story that we went over tonight, they were all unprotected. Listen, I was boo-hooing when I was looking at that video for the first time. It really got me. Yeah, but that's a mom right there. That's a mom. And you got these other moms out here not understanding this. Ironic, this girl name was Blessing. And she was not protected. So sad. Listen, guys, if you didn't hit the like button coming in the door, hit the like button going out. I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank you so much. We'll be together again tomorrow if y'all want to hang out with me. Trending topics. I'll try to lighten it up some. We'll see what we can do. Let me see what Q said. When she said, I never got to see him come home. Didn't that get you? I love that she got to see that car pull up and will keep seeing it pull up when her son comes home. And he was so grateful. So grateful. That's a mom though, right? Dear mama, y'all. Listen, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you next time. Good night and goodbye.
Do not cheat the Diva.